Yeah, I hope you are able to see my page. Ivy, it's clear?
Yes, Dr. Fatih.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So Ivy, you will be checking the chats, yeah?
Yes, Doctor.
I'll be like from time to time. I believe Ivy, one hour for such session is not enough. We have to do it like in several sessions if it is 1 hour, because this topic is an important and always our teachers looking to. There's an echo in my voice.
Yes, Doctor, there's an echo.
Why? Even from your voice, Ivy. So I think maybe in the future, when we plan. Still you are hearing the echo?
And now no more, Doctor.
So I believe maybe next time we have next academic year when we arrange the inclusive education workshops from our colleagues in education department or from myself, maybe we need to do it in a series. So maybe we can call it inclusive education series, and then we have several topics related to inclusive education because it's a huge topic and each one of us maybe look at it from different perspective. So maybe we can in the future working on. I'll work with you, Ivy, on this and to have like a continuity in our BT sessions related to inclusive education. I know maybe other topics can be run one time or two times, but for inclusive education, it's something like always. First, it's a huge topic because there's different aspects related to it. Second, always teachers and educators are thirsty to such topic across global, I believe, not only in the Arabic region, even in internationally. So it's good to have like a series of inclusive education. Maybe I'll work with you, Ivy, to launch an initiative uh, with such topics. So,
That would
yes, Ivy.
that would be great, Doctor. And I'll announce it to everyone once it's ready also.
Sure. Okay. So I think it's time to start because we have only around 1 hour or less than 1 hour. I'll try my best to focus on the practical aspects of the presentation. Colleagues, please again join me. I think majority of you now that I'm addicted to AHA slide. So please join me in AHA slide. Just scan the QR code or write ahaslide.com 5RCFW to join the presentation. I'll try to make it engaging as much as I can. I know it's again short period and I have a huge subject to cover, but there is some slides I'll be skipping. And please feel free to stop me anytime. You can raise your hand, you can put on a chat, comments. Ivy will be following those chats, and if there's anything that I need to interfere, I will do that immediately. If you don't know me, my name is Mohammed Bifteha. I'm a special educator. I have a PhD in special education and associate professor of special education at Abu Dhabi University, and also the Al Ain campus director of Abu Dhabi University and the Center for Faculty Development and Learning Innovation director. The objectives of our session today, we'll try to, I hope we'll try to cover those. And excuse me if I was unable. This is sometimes an issue with me when it came to a topic that I like, I spoke a lot. Or I speak a lot. I'll try to cover those objectives. We'll talk about the key principles of inclusive education. It's something important, and we'll take it this time. Previously, we cover them, but this time we'll talk about them from practical point of view. In each principle, what we have to do. I will ask you also to engage with me some of the activities related to those principles. We'll talk about some practical strategies that support our diverse learner at our schools. We'll also, some of those will be universal design while learning. We'll talk about briefly about those different strategies. Maybe we'll come to the accommodation and modification strategies, which I'm sure you should be familiar with. Then we'll reflect on your teaching and learning through those questions that we will be sharing together and discussing it together. And we'll look at the challenges and barriers that we faced when it comes to dealing with inclusive education. First, to know you more, appreciate if you can to join us through scanning the QR code or going through to the link. Just to indicate who you are, a teacher, principal, vice principal, supervisor, other, maybe parents, maybe from working in a community or in a company. We have HODs, supervisor, teachers, colleagues. Join us. It's trust me, you will enjoy those questions and engaging slides that I'll be shared with you soon. So it's good to have you engaged with us. Yeah, we have a good number of teachers. Good, we have a good number of special educators. We need to work together. Like this is the challenging part always in any educational settings, that we should have a shared vision always, and we as a team should work together for the benefit of our students. Special educators, therapists should support teachers, classroom teachers should support special educators, supervisors should build a common understanding between different stakeholders. Parents should be involved effectively. Community should be also part of our work as a key player in enhancing the teaching and learning competencies of our students. When the word inclusion came to your mind, what does it mean in practice, from practical point of view? Just you can type one word, sentence, whatever you feel, reflecting the practice or practicability of the inclusion itself. No one is left behind. This is an amazing. So we don't need anyone to be missed from we have a diverse group of our students, so we need to reach them all. I don't accept now having the students isolated from my class, regardless of the reason. So he should be part of our community. Everyone is seen and here. This is great. It's an important for that. Special support to special students. Again, it's a comprehensive approach. Accommodating everyone. It's an important. So all are important. Yeah, I agree with you. Learning for all, involving all learners. It's a community. It's a whole community. The school itself representing the small community that we are living with. So with a diverse group of students that we are having, diverse group of teachers, even of stakeholders that we are having. So we need to guarantee that. And by the way, it's not only the class. When we talk about the I'll open it for additional 30 seconds because few colleagues still typing. When we look at the inclusive education, we don't look at the class only. It's the whole community. Put always in your mind, inclusive education is not a place. It's a community. It's a philosophy. It's a mindset that we need as an educator to live with. Respect all learner, great, regardless of their ability, ethnicity, language, economic status, like all those diverse characters that we are having, we should stop think about them. Students is here to acquire the knowledge, to be part of my community, so I have to provide him with the needed support. Adaptability is one of the key concepts when it comes to inclusive education, environment for everyone. This is a great statement. So no one excluded, no one left behind. Accept the differences. We are human by the end, and each one of us having different characters, different features, different abilities, different gender, different ethnicity, different religion. So we have to accept each other. Safety, equity, and accessibility. Those are great points. Thank you, colleagues, for your comments and engagement. To connect this with the practical concept of inclusivity, what strategies do you use to make your course content or your class material content accessible to students with different learning needs? We have different diverse group in my class. Differentiation, it's an important. We will talk about this in a minute. Differentiated activity according to their level. Adaptive learning, it's an important approach and strategy to follow. Allow different ways to show understanding, oral, yeah, this is a great, so accept from them any way that they can answer or get the information. Differentiation, uh, leveled learning, multi-tier approach, differentiated of tasks, flexibility. So I'll not be able to read all of them. Those are really clear. FARC is an important strategy. We'll talk about it in a minute. Hands-on activities, it's important, which majority of our students need such activities. Making use of learning center, again, it's important if we have it. Maybe few schools they don't have a learning center, but if we have a learning center, it's important to use it effectively and efficiently, and to utilize the resources as much as we can. Check the accessibility of my content. Great content, and the whole school should be evaluated. I need to know, is really my school and my classrooms and my resources are accessible for all of my students or no? Multi-sensory, again, this is an amazing approach to follow, which I'm a believer of that. Multi-format teacher approach. Inclusion means involving everyone on giving equal opportunity. This is for the previous question. Again, differentiated instruction is a great approach to go with. Those are amazing points. Thank you, colleagues. And if we collect them together, we need to put always in our mind that inclusive teaching, inclusive philosophy is not an extra work for us. It will make our life easier. It will make the students feel that he is part of our community. Again, colleagues, if you join us just now, please scan the QR code or put the join us through the ahaslide.com with the available code. So it's not an extra work for us. It's something that make our teaching and learning accessible for all. We have a diverse group of students. We need to accommodate all of them in our classes. Those are, I believe I shared this in my previous workshop, but I felt maybe someone who will be joining us newly who didn't attend the previous workshop. So I said it's good to have them. This website is a great website. Again, you can go through it. 21K school. It's a great website to utilize, and there is a lot of tools and practical ideas that you can benefit from. Those are the 15 essential characteristics of inclusive education in classroom. When you look at them, you can say that if they are there in the class, you say that this class is adopting the inclusive education. This community is an inclusive education community. This school is great school supporting the inclusive education. So we have to support all our students. There is no discrimination. Yes, there is a lot of variation. There is different features and variability of my students, but I need to strengthen and support all of them. Um, School as a school, we don't accept that I'm as a teacher working on providing the accessibility and supporting my students, and my HOD or my supervisor is not supporting for this direction. So the whole school should be supporting the inclusive education. Adaptability and flexibility in the system is important. Personalized learning will go through some of those suggestions and strategies that help us to personalize our learning strategies. And nowadays, with the AI and the tools that we are having, there is like a great opportunity to personalize the learning for our students. Positive learning environment. And students, they will feel it. And if you provide them with a proper and a positive environment, trust me, they will feel that they are part of that community, and they will engage even more and effectively with you. Professional development for the staff, it's important for teacher, and it's necessary. For that, you know that like ADIC here, they always highlight the importance of professional development for our like all stakeholders involved in the teaching and learning process, from teachers to the principals and vice principals, and even including parent. It's an important. We need to address the diverse learning needs of our students, encourage students' participation with the diverse ways. Not necessarily it's a one way. Now we need to think always in advance, even before I go to my class, how my students can participate, how they can understand the subject that I will teach. Equity, it's an important. To the, Again, this is the main issue, and always there is the conflict. But I believe now we are more mature, and our special educator working collaboratively with the classroom teachers. This is an important. So we need to connect and work together for the benefit of our students. If you want to lead in your school, you need to have a shared vision. You need to have a team who work together for a purpose. Proactive students leadership. Again, we need to build this in our students regardless of their ability or level or different diverse group that I'm having. I should promote always the leadership skill. Active engagement from all stakeholders in my community. Continuous learning for parents, for other stakeholders. We have to provide them with such opportunity. It should be more maybe customized professional development sessions or learning opportunities for them. Collaborative teaching is an important concept, also an essential characteristics, in addition to the use of assistive technology. And as you know, assistive technology is a varied or huge list, start from low tech to mid tech to high tech, and we can use some of those technologies to support our students in their teaching and learning journey. Principles we have, like if you go to literature, there is like different perspective when it comes to dealing with the principles of inclusive education. I like this one because it's more practical, and it will give you some strategies how you can go with each one of those principles. There's five practical principle. The first one related to belonging, and I believe that inclusivity means belonging. If the students, he's not feeling that he's part of the community, he's not feeling that he is valued in his community, he's not feeling that he's part of that community, no inclusivity will happen at all. Explicit students' expectation. It's my responsibility as a teacher. We have standards, we have goals, we have learning outcomes, we have objectives that we need to set up based on our knowledge of our students. The content of our materials, how we deliver it, how we provide it with our students should be with a diverse way so they can digest it effectively. The elements of my course, it's not only the course element, even the whole institution should be accessible. Reflection is an important. So we'll go one by one, but before reaching to the practical aspects of each one of those principles, I will ask you to reflect on each one of those principles. So the first principle, which is one specific action you take to ensure every student feel they belong in your classroom. Again, please join us, colleagues. I'm seeing like few attendees are there with us. Just you need to scan the QR code, or you go through this link on slide.com 5R CFW. And again, if there is any comment, Ivy, please let me know. Perfect
Yes.
listening and yeah, there is.
Doctor, I also put the link and the code in the chat so they can just click that
So
link.
perfect. Perfect. We have 53 joined us. I'm not sure what is the number of attendees, but I believe more can still join us.
We
So
have 233, doctor.
so please share your knowledge and expertise with us. This is a sharing experience. It's not guided by one person. I like to listen to you, and as you like to listen to me. So it's good to have your feedback and point. So join us, please. Again, you will get the certificate regardless if you join us or not, but it's good to be part of the discussion. And you can put your comment in English or in Arabic. This is the two languages that I deal with, or in Tagalog. Ivy will help me. So listen and understand the point of the students. This is important. Supporting the students, make sure that they are heard. By some of those ideas, you see, it's a simple ideas, but they will feel that they are part of the community and they will be feeling that they are valued. This is the important part, that they are part of this community. So they will be able to, and they will enjoy those sessions. You know, I'm always connecting this to the classical conditioning of the behaviorism theory. If the students trust me, like you, that like the place, and he feel that he's part of that place, he will do all his best to achieve the goals with you. Acceptance, love, care, understanding, no judgment. Amazing. Try to build a relationship with all students. Yes, with all students. مراعاة الفروق الفردية, individual differences, and engage students in like what they call it, like similar group or heterogeneous group, which is again great. Regularly give every students a voice. Sometimes teachers they ask, maybe I am connected to that students. Yes, it's fine, but you don't need to show this. Deal with all students as with a good relation and good connection. Differentiation, again, this is great. It will give, they will feel that they are part of the community. Welcome students arriving. Please, if you can mute yourself, please let him or her feel that they are really matter. Great. Make sure they heard. This is amazing. Recognition is important, even for simple things. Maybe I shared this before with you, but this is an example that it's an annoying example, but I'm sharing it to avoid seeing it in the future. This is like several years ago. I attended a class with one of our postgraduate diploma students, and the teacher was doing her class with there is a student in the class with the Down syndrome, and she was asking for a class assignment. All of them, they did it. And even the students with Down syndrome, she did it. But when she distributed the like a small giveaway, it was a small stickers, I believe. She distributed those to all students except to the students with Down syndrome. So And my reaction was I went immediately to the her desk and took one of those stickers and give it to the students. And it should come from her directly. And this is why we are saying that we need to deal with them. Um, yes, they are a diverse group. They are different levels, different abilities, but we need to respect all of them, regardless of the achievement that they are doing. Listen to their needs. Great. Make the environment feel like they belong by making this environment access for all through physical and digital learning. This is an amazing. Like imagine if I have a students on with a wheelchair and the environment in the class is not allowing him to move, or the board that I'm having, the screen that I'm having is higher than his level. How he will feel that he is part of that community. So thank you for these great points. Again, colleagues, maybe if your mobile go to the sleep mode, the number will go down. So those are some practical strategies or tips that you can use. Familiarize yourself with the student's name. It's good to call them by their name. It's important. Use some of those ice-breaking activities. You can just know their learning style. There is a lot of those assessment tools available free on the website to know if they are visual, if they are auditory, if they are tactile, if they are mixed. So will help you to know them well. Do the diagnostic assessment from the beginning, so you will know their levels, their ability, and you will be able to engage them. Avoid any assumptions. This is actually one of the hurting part sometimes that we have when we assume that this child, because he is 1, 2, 3, he will not be able to do. So give him the opportunity, let him do it. I'm sure he will do it with the support. Maybe at the beginning he need full prompt, and then you can fade the prompt gradually until he can do it alone. I know sometimes we're saying that we have 30 students in my class, I have 45 students in my class. How I will focus on this? If we build this from the beginning, trust me, things will be easier for me. And there is a lot of strategies that I can use effectively to manage even the big classes. Again, address any misbehavior or inappropriate comments immediately. Don't keep it to the end. Reinforce immediately. Also, give the feedback. Collect the feedback frequently. Don't wait to the end of the semester or end of the month to give your feedback. Give it or for the next day. Just give it immediately for the students. Second principle: how do you make your expectation clear so that all students understand what success look like? Again, join us colleagues on your ما تبخلوا علينا بكلماتكم so join us in a slide and share your comments because I'm sure others will benefit from it, not me only. So it's just a sharing best practices, as I said before. Share clear learning, and this is important, and it should be clear. And I'll put it on the screen or in the board or in the iPad or whatever place. It should be clear. Clarity is an important. You see, majority of the points related to being clear for your students. Put clear assessment plan. Again, this is an important. Share with them learning outcome. They need to know. Today we will work our objectives as we stated from the beginning, 1, 2, 3. I'll be able to finish 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. We'll do it next week or the following class. Learning objective will be conveyed. Great. Repeat and practice rules and use visual. This is an amazing. I think it should be there always. Uh, uh, Feedback is an important, and it should be continuous feedback. Examples, again, those really a great idea. I'll be sharing those with you after the presentation. I'll share it with Miss Ivy, and she will share it with you with the certificate. We'll explain subject overview, clear objectives, and make it accessible and clear for them, and prepare in advance what you want to cover in your class, so things will be easily and smooth for your students. Clear instructions, again, this is amazing. Colleagues, you can write in Arabic if you want, it's fine. Also, feedback, clear objectives, learning objectives, clear expectation, clear by using simple instruction, visual support like example or success criteria, and modeling the task. This is an amazing. So those suggestions, actually, it's a practical suggestion. It's coming from you. So this is something that you are implementing already. Thank you for the one who mentioned celebrating small happiness and success. It's important. Whatever achievement done, we should celebrate. I remember I worked at the Dubai Autism Center several years ago, and trust me, when a students produce part of a word or indicate
Doctor,
something, yes,
sorry. Some of our colleagues are asking if you can open the question again.
yeah, sure. I'll open it for 30 seconds. I think I need to go back. Yes, I'll keep the QR code in case you want to utilize it again. So, like a small achievement was a huge success for the whole center. So I agree with you, who right, because we need to celebrate their success. I'll give it additional 30 seconds because still some people are, our colleagues are typing. Make the challenges more accessible to all. I agree with you. Repetition and clear. Repetition always is a benefit for all students. Success criteria. I need you to achieve this goal, but with which level? So our goals should be clear, matching the expectation of the new generation. This is this is need like another workshop by itself. The new generation, those and their expectation is really different, and even their way of thinking is totally different. Their attention span is different. There is a lot of variation between the new generation, who is an AI generation and technology generation, and we need to really work with them and match their expectation. uh, Timely, specific feedback, share an example, reputation, public. ربط التوقعات بالتعزيز، استخدام التكرار. Okay, this is great also. Thank you. Being realistic. Our goal should be smart or smarter even goals. Thank you, colleagues, for those great feedback. So clearly state learning objectives, as you mentioned. You mentioned majority of those points. Provide detailed rubrics. It's an important, so students, they will know to what is the criteria that you are evaluating them. Breaking the large assignments based on the level of the students. Scaffolding is an important. Multiple low stakes assessment instead of the high stake assessment. Give timely, specific, actionable feedback. So the core idea here will be removing ambiguity and make success visible. If you have a clear target, clear expectation, um, you provide the needed support for your students, you will be able to reach this success. Principle 3, how do you ensure your content or material reflects diverse perspective and it's relevant to all students? Mashallah, how you answer this question? This is a great to ensure all students understand what success look like. It's important to this is for the business report communication expectation and clear structured way. This begin with explaining learning goals. It's important. Students friendly language. This is a great one also. Our way of dealing with the respect should be always there. Visualization is an important. Rubrics, as you said, is important. To checklist. Additionally, give step-by-step instruction. Perfect. Thank you for that. Uh, Connect to students' lives. It's important. Okay. Link content to real-world situations. Always the real examples, and we should always connect it with the industry. Include a clear perspective related to everyday real-life circumstances. Perfect. Um, I use this is like her or his practice. I use real life examples and context. I'll add a couple of seconds again if colleagues are looking to from different culture and background. This is again important because we have different background, different culture, different level, different ethnicity, and which we need to address in our lessons. Observe students' work, assessment data. It's important. I intentionally include text examples and viewpoints from a wide range of culture and voices. This is a great idea, and I think it's important to. I will again because there is some colleagues still typing, so I'll give them additional 30 seconds to interaction and seeing everything from their perspective. Engage them, and always engaging is an important engagement of sense of belonging. Explanation must be in a sequence, yeah, step by step, gradual, or task analysis. There is a lot of strategies that we can utilize or use to make it easy for our students. To ensure course content reflects diverse perspective and remain relative to all students, it's essential to adopt an inclusive and thoughtful approach for planning and so it should be from the beginning, even before planning, to be proactive. I have to think of my students, how they can answer, how they can work with me. Because of that, always we instruct our students in the postgraduate diploma of teaching when they are doing their study the lesson plan for the classes. Think on your students. This students is having he is a students with learning disability, so he need 1 2 3. He will utilize this approach and he need that approach. So always we have to put this in our mind so we can work at least proactively. Engaging level of knowledge. Doc 1 2 3 and 4. Use real life example. Applying national traditionals and current events help a lot. Yeah, I agree with you. And we should expand the inclusive education and dealing with our diverse group of students, not only for the class, it's even for the whole community. Again, colleagues, if you can, you are welcome to join us. Just scan the QR code. Principle number 3, use inclusive content also. It's an important to, when it comes to inclusive education or inclusive teaching, we should build the inclusivity around all things related to teaching and learning. So we shouldn't have focus on a specific part. So we should use varied examples. We encourage students to critique the course as per their level and their ability. Majority of those are similar to what you shared in your comment. Avoid assuming shared cultural knowledge and examples. Highlight overlooked contributions in the field. So the core idea in principle 3 is representation, critical engagement with the content. So this is an importance. It's my responsibility as a teacher to run such diverse content of my material. Principle number 4, how do you design your course or your material so that all students can access and demonstrate their learning in a different way? Now the designing, the implementation of your open educational resources. This is a great groups, simple and easy. Sometimes we depend on those resources, but we don't use them effectively. And we have resources, but we need to utilize them effectively. Differentiated learning activities, universal design for learning, again, pedagogy leader, considering learning style of the students, use different materials, accept from them different way of answering their questions. I remember maybe last time I said this, like some of the students, maybe we can just record their exams rather than asking someone to write it for them, or we can use the different approach to express themselves without using the verbal approach. Differentiated tasks. This should include technology, use tools like quiz, more visual content. I will just open it for one time for 30 seconds because there's some colleagues are typing. Check my course and content are following the UAE digital access policies. Again, it's an important. Always we need to put in our mind the where we are living and what is the policies and procedures that adopted from the place that I'm living in. As an example, here at UAE we have accessibility policy. We have inclusion policy that was released in 2023, I think, from ADIC, and the new one. KHDA, they have also their accessibility and inclusion policy. So I have to be aligned. But also my school, and I hope the one who wrote this message, that his school is having also a digital accessibility policy, which should be aligned with the country digital accessibility policy, and should have an inclusion policy, which should be aligned with the country or the Emirates inclusion policy. It's an important to have it customized for your community. Because of that, like when ADIC released their inclusive education inclusion committee, they ask all schools to work on their own inclusive policies, which should be aligned with ADIC policy. It's an important. But thank you for raising this point. تقديم المعلومات بأشكال مختلفة. So when we are presenting our the knowledge or the information for the students, we should provide it with different format, visual, auditory, tactile, that accessing to allow accessing the information for all my students. Great, thank you. There is one who is typing, so we can give just 30 seconds for that. I'm sure we'll not be able to finish the presentation, Ivy, but I'll try to highlight the main important things. But maybe we can in the future have longer workshop, like 2 hours. Seems that still they are typing. So you can if you can just type it on the chat, and we'll go through it. So this is principle number 4, design for accessibility. As we said, it's important, and I'm sure you know that there is an accessibility checklist that we can utilize to check if our school is really accessible or no. And nowadays, with the new regulations and instruction from municipalities and from governments, that all buildings should be aligned with the accessibility standards. Like here at Abu Dhabi University, we have accessibility evaluation, and then we improve things according to that to the result. Provide material in multiple forms, as we said, and you mentioned this in your comment. Add transcriptors. Glossaries and background explanation if needed, because some students they need additional information, clear accessible formatting, fonts, contrast, highlighting the information. Use those accommodation strategies for highlighting the main point. Allow different ways to demonstrate learning. Break tasks into steps. Provide planning tools. Learn students let students co-design part of the activities because we need them to take the leadership and the ownership of the learning. So let them be part of this designing. So the core idea here in principle 4, flexibility in how students access and show learning. Just to share with you a funny story, it happened with one of our students in the postgraduate diploma in teaching. I'm in charge on, I was previously when I was in the education department teaching them the exceptionality course or inclusive education course. And part of that, we discussed the accommodation and modification strategies. So during the practicum course, I attended a session for that students, and I noticed something that he was doing. He was asking the students to highlight some text on the lesson. So I said, this is an amazing. This is an accommodation strategy. So he is implementing what we taught him in the class in the real situation. So what after he finished the class, just I met with him to do a reflection on that class, and then I asked him why you were highlighting those statements for the students in the lesson, and I wish that I didn't ask him. What he said, Doctor, those the exam sentences. So he was not using any type of accommodation or modification strategies for the students. He was just guiding them for the exam in the coming class, which was really surprising for me. The fifth one, what is one assumption about your students or your teaching that you need to rethink about when it comes to inclusivity? It's it, mindset and reflection is an important. And we should always, as an educator, reflect on what we are doing, reflect on our pedagogy approaches, our teaching practices, our assessment even. Otherwise, I'll be facing a lot of issue. They said always you find the person with 10 years of experience, but it represents 1 year. And you find the person with 2 years of experience, but it represents 10 years. That one he just repeat the previous year without any improvement, but the other one he's working on, he's doing reflecting on what he's doing with his students, updating, upgrading. Again, this is a great word, upgrading his knowledge and information. You know, now we are in an era, a lot of information were new that we need to update, we need to know, to share with our students. As you mentioned, this generation is totally different from the previous generation. So we need to understand them. We need to deal with. I'll make it 1 minute to make it easy for our colleagues. So that the students can understand me, great, and this is what we need. If they don't understand you, they will not be able to deal with you. Accommodation and modification, those are great strategies, and maybe this is a suggestion also for when we are doing the inclusive education series, Ivy, we have like a special workshop on accommodation and modification strategies. Clarity is an important, um, assuming that they mastered the skills. Yeah, we shouldn't without having an evidence. Agree with you. This is an important. Um, Scaffolding, great strategy to follow. Rethink that assumption that all students learn at the same pace. No, this is a great also. We need to always put in our mind that there is a lot of variation. There's differences between our students, and we need to act according to this. I will open it just for
Doctor,
30 minutes.
one
Yeah.
of our colleague raised her hand, Miss Vijita. Is it a question?
Yes, Miss Vegeta, go ahead. Maybe by mistake.
Miss Vijita, you can unmute yourself if you have a question.
I think maybe by mistake, Ivy. To create improvement of skills. I think we need to practice and always there is no limit for teaching and always we have to work on ourselves and enhance our capabilities and competences. Accommodation, yes, upgrade and understanding more, assuming that all students understand the content the same. I agree with you. We need to rethink on this, and because each one of them have different approach of understanding things, and so I need to get this. So reflect on the teaching beliefs. Here it's more about the mindset. Who is your participant, who is left out. Maybe during the class that I conducted yesterday or this morning, there's few students that I was unable to reach them to provide them a proper feedback. So I think we need to always plan in advance for those, identify and challenging your own, monitor your reactions to the classroom challenges. Um, just go smoothly with those things. Because the core idea here, continuous self-awareness and adjustment as much as you can. I'll try to be fast because we have around 15 minutes, I can say. If Ivy give us additional 15 minutes, will be great. Again, I don't
We
want
can extend,
to keep
doctor, if our
Ivy, but
colleagues are okay.
it's based on the colleagues. We cannot push them to stay for. So when you are building any school, there is a pillars for the school, and it's the same for inclusive education. Um, as I
Doctor,
said
it
at the
seems they
beginning.
are okay extending. See all the thumbs up.
Great. Okay, thank you, colleagues. But I hope that they join us on the AHA slide for discussion also. Scan the QR code or press the link that Ivy shared before. So there is four pillars that always I need to put in my mind when it comes to inclusive education. And really, it's an important, not only from a teacher perspective. For me, the teacher is the leader of his class, but I'm looking also for the leadership of the school. They should be part of that system that we are building together. So pillar one is presence. The school will come and enroll all students regardless of their diverse character that or features that they are having. Pillar two, participation. Students' engagement not only in my class. Some of you mentioned that they are running activities or events. So it's important to include all students in the school activities. Achievements. Students make tangible progress in academic, social, and personal domains if they are really engaged and if they are present in my schools. Then acceptance is one of the main pillars. I believe all those three pillars are mindset. If we live them, if we really believe on them, we will not be having any issue in the inclusive education system. Those are some points from the Australian Disability Standards for Education. I put them in purpose because it reflects the meaning of inclusive education. So all students can learn. Every child has the right to high quality education. Every child. So no one left behind. No one will be forgotten from taking the opportunity that we have to provide. Effective teacher provide engaging and rigorous learning experience for all students. You see, it's repeated in all sentence. A safe and stimulating environment is integral to enable students to explore and build on their talent. And for students with disability, we do the adjustment based on their needs. So there is an adjustment, there is an accommodate modification that we have as a teacher to do and as schools to even adopt. There is a toolkit. I want to share with you something that yesterday when I was working on this presentation just came to my mind to develop a tool that evaluate the inclusivity of our school. And I checked several places, and I'm happy to present this in the future for any school if needed. We'll not go through it today, as I will just go through it quickly to share with you those component of this kit. And then later, I'm happy if there is any opportunity to present it for school or to do a piloting on this tool in specific schools, and then we can make it as an official tool. So designing the environment, it's an important, as you mentioned before, clear visual timetable. I have to put it clear in my digitally, or I don't know, according to the level of your class. Define basic minimum standards of behavioral sensitivity. Delivering instruction should be in different format. Utilize peer tutoring. It's an important also benefit from the team, that the students that you are having in your class. Direct explicit instructions, and assessing progress, doing like feedback, regular checking the level of the students, doing diagnostic assessment, post assessment to see the level of achievement of your objectives or goal. This is the tool that I was talking about. It's inclusive teaching evaluation instrument. This tool, I run just the tool through the notebook LM, just to give me this nice design for it. So it's a kit based on the ADIC standards, and it allow the leaders of the school, the principal, vice principal, HOD, to understand how much this class is really aligned with inclusive education. And we can expand it even to be for the school. So it covers four domains: learning environment and students' well-being, teaching for effective learning, assessment for learning, curriculum and instruction, accessibility and learning support, students' outcome and progress, and professional and practices reflections. Again, I will not go through it, and there is like a scale for it. The class will be evaluated as outstanding or very weak, which needs a lot of improvement. And those are the different domains that covered with the tool. Again, happy to run another, because it needs a separate workshop for it by itself. And after that, there is a 20-minute observation checklist by the HOD or by colleagues. We have something at university. We call it peer review. So this can be like part of the peer review and giving a feedback on the class and how it's going. So this is like a checklist or supporting for the inclusive education tool. Again, happy to share this in the future if needed with any school. To do the piloting at least, and then we start making it an official tool. Those are again part of the tool, and our second part is the strategic for creating an inclusive classroom. I'll be skipping some of those. I know that maybe majority of you familiar with those strategies, but I'll be highlighting some of those strategies. Universal design for learning, differentiated instruction, culturally responsive teaching, collaborative learning, accessible material with the classroom climate, inclusive involving students in learning process, addressing individual differences, and open communication, and a lot of other strategies and techniques that we can use to support our students in the inclusive settings. For you, what strategies can teachers use to accommodate students with disability in an inclusive classroom? From your perspective, from what the practice that you are doing. Again, could you join us on the AHA slide and share your best practices with us so your colleagues can benefit from those practices? One-to-one check-in, great, this is important.
Doctor, while we are waiting
Yes.
for them to respond, we have a question. Are those tools for free, and can they have a copy of that?
The one that I shared before. This
Yes.
is still under preparation. I need to do a pilot study with it. So I'm happy to do the training and do the pilot. After that, the teacher and the school do the pilot study with it. So yes, it can be available, but we need to do it in a proper way. So I'm happy to do like a training for it, and then we can follow with you the implementation and see the next step for that. Because you know, in university, when we look at the tools or any something or something that we develop, we look at it from research perspective. So doing a pilot study is important for me, and then maybe producing scientific papers from that tool. We'll open it for additional 30 seconds because I see some still typing. Differentiated task, attention. Create an inclusive environment, encouraging peer support, visual and audio accommodation, graphics, scaffolding, teaching aids, differentiated things. Again, small group. This is the tier two strategy. Using mixed ability strategies, activities based on. The one who's typing will give you additional 30 seconds only. Collaborative, again, UDL, differentiated task, targeted group, scaffolding, again, it's like repeated several times. With peer support, with IEB. IEB is an important, and I agree with you. But if, again, based on the frame that we are following, if you are following a response for intervention or multi-tier support system, you don't need the IEB in tier one and tier two. The IEB will be needed in tier three. So again, it's based on the system that you are following, because the idea from inclusivity is to somehow um, I don't want to say that to exclude the IEB. It should be there and we should use it, but to minimize using it for a specific reason that this students he need IEB for those 1, 2, 3, 4 goals to work on it with the special educator. Doing students ability works. Use bigger font for students with vision. I agree with you. Yeah. Use text to speech and visual cues. Great. تجزئة المهمة وتغيير نبرة الصوت والأشياء الملموسة تعليم الواقع. Great. So task analysis is important, and then variation of the tone of our, when we are talking with the students. Then the practical experience, it's an important for the students. Offer choices is important. Selectivity, positive classroom climate. Again, all these are great practical strategies to accommodate our students with disabilities in the classroom. And I hope that we reach to an era we don't discriminate. We don't say that this is students with disability or this is typical students. Before class, always ask yourself, where might students struggle? In the lesson plan preparation. So before going to your class, when you prepare your lesson plan, we need to put in our mind. I know that Ahmed is having he's having a dyslexia, so he will be having an issue with 1, 2, 3, 4. He's having a dyscalculia, or he's a student with autism, so he will be in need for visual strategies. So I plan for this in advance. So always being proactive, it's a good strategy for us. How can I explain this in 2 to 3 ways? And it's not only verbal, auditory, visual. Like use different approach. Repeat and repeat. Some of you mentioned repeat, but repeat not with the same tone and with the same text. Just make it with a variation. What choice can I offer to the students? I have to give varied choices so he can be engaged with me. So those are some strategies. I'll try to go quickly through them. And sorry, I don't want to keep you also for language. So develop an inclusive mindset. This is the main part. I have to change the mentality of the team. uh, in the school. I'll give you an example, and sorry for that. I remember once I was giving a workshop about active learning, and the majority of team were like really engaged. It was face-to-face workshop. One of the teachers, each time she was saying, "Oh, I have 60, I have 35 students or 40 students. I have a huge curriculum that I need to finish." First, listen. I feel that we need to change her mindset first. Instead of being like negative always and just commenting negatively on the situation, try to come up with something help you to solve the challenges that you are facing. This is the education sector that we are working with. If we are not passionate about our work, trust me, we will not be successful in what we are doing. And we select to be in such job in which we were represented like prophets in what we are doing and providing to our students. So mindset need to be changed, because if I don't change my mindset, it will not be supporting. So uh, we need to have like a common one language, shared vision as all of us. No, you need to be familiar. If you need to familiarize yourself with your students, know them well. What is their strength? What is their areas of improvement? What is their interest? What their challenges? So you will be able to support them. And trust me, those things easily can be discovered in the first week of the academic year. Promote student-centered learning. We are saying that always, but we need to implement it. They are the main core of our work. So the ownership should be for them. We should provide them with a lot of opportunities and make choices for them so they can even reflect on their progress. Let them take part of of their journey. 2 years ago, one of my colleagues, with one of our students, we ran a study about the voice of people of determination in in the decision making of their IEB. We never give them an opportunity to reflect or to say even if they are happy with what we are putting for them or no. Foster positive relationship, which is an important. They will not feel that they are part of our community without having a positive environment that and it should show. And trust me, from a small behaviors, a lot of things can be changed. Collaboration between professionals is an important. Those are not strategies; those are tips that we have to implement. We have to have this type of collaboration and coordination with the special educators to support our students. Create an inclusive physical environment. The environment that I'm in should be also promoting the inclusivity, not only my teaching practices. You mentioned differentiated instruction. It's one of the great strategy that I can use to engage diverse group of students and give them a lot of hands-on activities, group projects, technology-based resources which support their teaching and learning. UDL is again, we run last time a workshop on universal design for learning, and in May we are planning to run a certification program. Dr. Arij Ahmed and Ms. Dina Skanjo and myself. Actually, it will be four modules and covering the whole aspect of universal design for learning. So engagement, representation, and actions and expression should be reflect the way of dealing with mice and should be proactively coordinated and prepared. Again, those that related to universal design for learning and should be proactive, should focus on environmental, very focus on what the classroom lacks, design for emergence, build multiple pathways directly, and also lowering the barrier for or lower and barrier for all. Scaffolding is an important. Again, those information I'll be sharing with you, as I told you, through Ivy. So it's important to build on it. So not jumping to the file. So build step by step, addressing all any behavioral issues from the beginning. So take a zero tolerance approach for bullying and discrimination. This is an important. We don't accept this at all, even from our teachers. We shouldn't accept such behaviors in the inclusive setting. Parents and community engagement, again, it's, as I said, it's not a strategy, but it's a best practice that I have to follow. Create predictable and transparent routine. We should have for all of our students, not only people of determination, even for typical students, we should have a predictable, and the timetable by itself, it's a predictable routine. So they know, I'm sure you know, like individual with autism, they don't have this ability to organize things intellectually. They want to see things on the, so they know that now is the art class, then the math class, then the break, then the Arabic class. So this is will be helping them to organize their activities during the day. Tailored teaching approach through adaptive teaching. Some of you mentioned adaptive teaching. It's one of the great approaches that we can use to enhance the capabilities and competencies of our students. Relation and encourage student voice. I think you mentioned this, majority of you. Those strategies that you mentioned on the on the AHA slide questions, it's really an amazing one. And as you see, it's just repeating it here. It's from your mouth. So it's important to build a positive relationship and let them say it, hear their voice, hear what they are saying, and implement it. Even give them a chance to reflect on their teaching and learning. Supportive physical and emotional spaces, accessibility. If I have a need for changing the structure of the class, changing the height of the board to accommodate my students, emotional safety and support is important, specifically during this period. We are running through the online or distance learning. Next week, inshallah, we will be going back to our face to face and enjoy being with the students physically. So, but during the online, the emotional safety and support even needed more. Visual schedule and cues, it's an important, because some of our students are visual learner. So if I don't provide them with the visual support, they will not be able to get anything. And this is part of accommodation. You know, just to share with you, I know our topic is not about accommodation. Maybe we can have a session later in the future. Accommodation is not a privilege. It's something that we have, it's a must. We have as an educator to do it. Modification, it's a privilege. Modification, something additional. But accommodation, it's a must. We have to, as a teachers, as an educator, to implement it in our teaching and learning strategy. Assistive technology, as I mentioned, and we have a lot of tools now available. But by the way, for the AI related things, you will find a lot of these tools can help you in building stories, doing uh, games for your students easily without any coding skills. You don't need to have those coding skills. Teach through direct instruction. One, two, three. This is what is required, and this is the procedure or strategies that I'm following. So I don't need to go additional things. We call it direct teaching. Incremental approach of listen. Take it gradually, and this is would reduce the gap, and you will not be having any challenges in understanding. And reinforce immediately whatever achieved, reinforce it, say it, great, well done, give some, use different approach of reinforcer that you are using or praises. Multisensory instruction, as you mentioned several times, you mentioned this, which is good for our students, and it's good to use different approaches. So even the students who are auditory can benefit from visual, can benefit from other approaches. Teach just one new concept at a time, just to avoid confusion. You have those. main vocabularies, put them in on the board. Start one by one. If there is a connection, just relate them to each other to make it easy for the students. Um, Reward the positivity always. If there is any positive behavior, encourage it and reward it immediately. So students and other will imitate students, and try to, I will not say ignore those undesired behavior, but if it is not a serious one, try to ignore it and just focus on the positive ones, which will lead to those undesired behavior will disappear. Uh, Break your tasks to a smaller one. Task analysis is an important and a good approach, and I think it's a tier two approach that we can use with the response to intervention framework. Find out why kids are acting out, and again, understanding the behavior is an important. And always I'm saying, as I said previously, maybe understanding the behaviors of a students will ask you to solve, will help you to solve the behavioral issues that he is or she is facing. You can do functional behavioral assessment with a proper assessment if the special educator is familiar with that, or you have a psychologist who can support in this. But if there is, you can use the ABC approach. You can just monitor the behavior and see what is the antecedent behavior, what is the behavior, and what's the consequence behavior after that, and try to give some strategic behavioral modification strategy. You mentioned also the real world examples, which is a great examples that we can use with our students, and connecting what they have with the real experience. Field trip is an important. I mentioned response to intervention is a multi-tier system, a great system. We run also a workshop about this, which give a clear description about the three tiers and where we use what we use in each level of those three tiers. I need to be flexible in my way of measuring the learning outcome. Alternative assessment, I can do projects, presentations. Or, yeah, nowadays, I'll give you an example. In some of my classes, because of AI, yes, we do the plagiarism detection, but sometimes even students, they can find a way to overcome this issue. So we put a high weight on the presentation and low weight on the paperwork. So the presentation will be the main. So I'm flexible with such assessment option. A supportive testing condition. Sometimes we give an additional time for the students because he is unable to finish. Mainly the ADHD students or students with autism. So we give them additional clear criteria and feedback, and rubric is important. And then if there is some benefits for that, it will be in at least fairness and equity for our students. What can I do to make assessment more inclusive? I need to look at the task, condition, and timing. If I cover those three, so task, how students can do it. How can is it through say problem solving, presentation, group project? So is this is doable to change it to that approach or no? Condition, is it individual or group work? Is it proctored, not proctored? Is it with the different approaches that again based on the school system, the timing? Do we need to give an additional time, or specific time will be enough for, or I need to make it like in several periods so I can able to assess them. Sorry, I'm going quickly because of again the time, but I'm open for the future for additional workshop we can coordinate with Ivy. Those some of the AI tools that you can use. I like this one. It's an amazing tool. Notebook LM. It helps you to give a diverse resources for your students: audio, video, infographic, map, concept map. It support you to make questions even if you want flashcards, quizzes. So it's really an amazing one. Gemini is a great one to use. You can create your games, educational games. I mean, you can create your story. I remember I did just it was just a practice for some of the school to do a behavioral one of the behavioral issue, and I need a story about it. So I just give the behavior on the problem, and he give me a colored story. Copilot is a great ChatGPT. So you can use those different type of AI to support you in you, and some of them are free. The good thing with why I'm saying, why I've said that Notebook LM is a great one, because it depends on the resource that you provide the platform with. So when I built my the presentation for the tool I created, just I put the tool itself with the additional information that I need, and I ask him to make a PowerPoint presentation or infograph or flashcard or whatever you want, or audio or video or map. So there is a lot of options, and I think the free version allow around to upload 30 resources, which is more than enough for us as in the education sector to do. And you can do like several infograph and several presentation during the day. What challenges have you encountered when supporting students with disability in your class? Sorry, again, we are taking just 5 minutes and then we'll finish. I promise you. So we are waiting for you to type. Lack of readiness. Yeah, this is an issue, and this is for students and for us sometimes. Time is an issue again, that you need, you have a they call it, you have a curriculum, you have and you want the time constraints, planning differentiated activities, accommodation, individualized support. Those are all bright challenges and valid resources. Curriculum, restlessness, effects of kids' focus. Again, those are some issues that I believe if we start always earlier with our inclusive education system, those will be solved. Behavioral challenges, less collaboration with the whole learning team. This is an issue which we need to foster always and to encourage the whole team to collaborate with us. Edited curriculum, lack of enough skills to cater for their needs. Rigid curriculum, maybe I'll give 30 minutes additional for the one who's typing. Lack of understanding of SMEs, of SMS, yeah, students. Yeah, maybe why they, and sometimes we don't understand why they are doing this. And some teachers asking why child with autism or individuals flap his hand, why he's not coming looking at my eyes. All these are, there is a justification for it. If we understand what is behind it, I'm sure we'll be able to support them, how their brain is working, how, because of that, you know, at Abu Dhabi University, we created a guideline for our faculty member in which we put a definition, we put the accommodation strategies, what's make it difficult for them, and what they can support them. Time is it's always the one. التقييم المبني صياغة الأهداف وكيفية اتباع الخطة. So again, it need the collaboration. So it's outcome-based assessment and the follow-up of the plan, because you need to coordinate with the colleagues in the learning support center, or what, I don't know what you call it, based on the school child system, or special needs system, or inclusive department. So again, those need the collaboration between both is really an important. So attitude barrier, which is easy to manage. Behavioral, environmental barrier, again, easy to manage if there is a support from the higher management. Curriculum barrier is one of the main issue that sometimes we struggle, or majority of the time we struggle with. But trust me, if we build it in a right way from the beginning, we will not be facing any issue. The problem sometimes, as one of you mentioned, is the readiness or the level of the students. that there is no follow-up even for the previous year, what's happened with the child. I don't know if really it was achieved or no. Social and emotional barrier, it's an important, but again, it's manageable. We can work on it together with the team. Remember, I'll finish with this. There is no place called inclusion. It's a mindset. We need to empower our students. Even if you look at the Ministry of Education, we don't have Ministry of Education and Ministry of Special Education. It's all one system under one institution. I'll finish here. This is some resources that you can benefit and utilize. I'll see if there is any comment. Lack of focus. Yeah, I will be sharing the Ivy will be sending the PDF for you. Thank you, colleagues, and sorry for keeping you additional 23 minutes. If there is any question or any comment, please feel free to ask. Yes, Arian, right? I say it right or no? I'm not sure. Arian, you can. Thank you. You can just unmute yourself and um, go ahead. Maybe I need to unmute you. So either you need to unmute or they can just unmute.
Doctor, they can just unmute.
Yeah. So just you
Thank
can
you. Thank you, Doctor.
unmute yourself and please go ahead. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you for your comment.
Yes, thank you so much, Doc. Actually, I have
Thank
learned a
you.
lot, especially that I'm teaching physical education.
Oh,
And
great.
yes, and one of the things that I am struggling with, of course, if I have multiple, science students in my class, and actually, this helped me a lot. And also, I just want to add a while ago, I just want to mention that aside from those things that we have mentioned, for me specifically in PE, I always use the technique of progression just to make sure
Mm.
not to limit the capability of the students. I always assume that even though the sense students, you also need we have some sense students that you just need to encourage them to do more instead of
Yeah.
just limiting what they can do. So yeah.
This is amazing, Irene. And to share with you, I worked previously like in inclusive settings and in special needs settings in which we were doing, we call it a joint session. So you will find the BE teacher with the special educator working together in the same class to support and to provide the needed modification or accommodation for the students directly. I work with a movement therapist as an example in enhancing the functionality of some words that students should produce during the movement therapy session. So those are the collaborative approach is always important, and thank you for sharing your experience. Uh, Aisha,
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your wonderful class.
thank you.
I have always a doubt regarding this inclusive education, even though we are actually covering all the categories like intellectual disability and the gifted or talented categories, but we are actually rarely talking about the gifted and talented people when we are talking about
Agree.
this inclusive education. So it would be
Yeah.
better we to get a
Okay.
guidance regarding that G and T category. Thank you,
Agree,
sir.
agree with you. This is a valid point, Sasha, and I think we need to. Actually, I think 5 years ago we got a grant from Ministry of Higher Education to work on a model for UAE in teaching and educating gifted and talented students, and it was really a great experience. And we can share part of this experience with you. It's important, and we said that because they are gifted and talented, we don't cover them in such BD sessions. But I believe you should notice, Ivy, maybe we can have a session for gifted and talented students.
We will arrange it, doctor.
Sure. Thank you, Ivy. Any other comments, colleagues? Just feel free to leave if you want. I don't want to keep you for longer time. I know that you have school commitments and working with your students. But if there is any comment or any question, please just raise your hand and open your mic and go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback on this.
Thank you,
So,
Doctor. I think we can close it now because nobody has a further question.
Yes, I'll be sending you the presentation so you can share it with the team also.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. Thank you. And have a nice evening all.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.